Alrighty, so today I wanted to do a little baking. It is Christmas Eve and I wanted to have some treats that I can bring for like my family and friends to share the type of treats that I like to eat. So these will be vegan, gluten-free, and I decided to make a chocolate orange loaf, but I'm actually gonna make like little cupcakes instead, like in a cupcake tin, so that they're just easy to eat and they're easy to share with everyone instead of having like cut a loaf and being all like awkward. I just like it to be super simple for everyone. So let's just jump right into it. I've already laid out first I'm wearing my little Christmas shirt to feel festive and some Christmas slippers. So now we can get into it. I've already laid out all the ingredients I need, wet and dry ingredients on this side. I like to do the dry first because it's okay to just leave it sitting there. So I'll start with the dry. So I have my little scale here. I use it instead of measuring spoons. It's just simpler for me. So first thing we're gonna do is 30 grams of oats. Just regular oats. So 30 grams. A little too much. Perfect. So once we have 30 grams of oats, I'm actually gonna blend these. So you can leave it whole, but I prefer it blended so it's just like more of a smooth texture throughout the whole loaf. So I have my blender right here all ready to go. Now they are all blended. It's not very much, it's just a little amount. So I will throw that into the bowl. After that, we are going to do 100 grams of rice flour. So I have brown rice flour here, the Bob's Red Mill kind. They also had white rice flour. I'm really not too sure about the difference. The only reason I decided to go with brown is because it was almost sold out. This was the last one and the white was like full. So I just took that as a saying that this one was better. So that's what I did. That is my logic here. So we need 100 grams of this. Alrighty, 100 grams. After that, we're gonna do 50 grams of tapioca flour. Mix it all together. 50 grams. Oh! And then after that, we're gonna do 4 tablespoons of coconut sugar. I love coconut sugar. I honestly use it for everything. I might even do more than 4 tablespoons just because I find that it tastes like pretty sweet like from here, but when it's actually like baked in your food, you don't taste it as much. Like it's not as sweet as regular sugar, I find. 3, 4, and I'll do another half. There we go. And then we'll also do 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I just buy it in bulk. Actually, to be honest, I have a container of cocoa in the cupboard, but my boyfriend uses it a lot, so I know he would get mad if I used his, so I just picked this one up. And 4. And then from here, we will just do some cinnamon. I really like cinnamon, so just throw that in. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Alrighty, so that is everything for the dry ingredients. I'm just going to mix that all up now, and then we will move on to the wet. Set that aside. Okay, now that we're moving on to the wet ingredients, we need 1 fresh orange. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to want to grate the peel. Now this recipe only calls for, I think, 1 tablespoon, but you know, I don't like to play by the recipes. So I literally grate like the whole orange zest, especially if I'm having an orange chocolate loaf. I want it to taste like orange. I don't want to have like chocolate, no orange. So I'm just gonna grate this. Honestly, the more you grate it and the more peel that comes off, it starts to get really slippery. So watch your fingers. Alrighty. So now that I have all of the orange zest, I will scoop that out. And then, while I already have the grater out, I'm just gonna mix some fresh ginger in with it because it's all going to the same place, so no need to separate it. So at this point now I'm gonna go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Alrighty, so now that we've grated the orange, we're gonna wanna cut the orange up into sections so that we can get the juice from it, because we also need 3 tablespoons of orange juice, which is a little under typically a full size of an orange. When you squeeze it, it usually gets about 4 to 5 tablespoons. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze it all in there. This smells so good right now, like so fresh. I wish I made this in the morning. It's like 4:30 now, but if you make this in the morning, it would just like set my day off right. Like the smell of like citrus, it just makes you so happy. I love it. So now we have the orange juice. I'm not sure if you can see without me spilling, but I'd say it's about, yeah, it looks like 3 tablespoons to me. So I'm happy with that amount. I won't do any more, and I don't want any less, so we're good. Okay, now that we have the orange juice in there, I'm gonna go ahead and put, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna switch it to the blender because I am gonna need to blend this and I don't have a hand blender. So I'll put the orange juice in there. I'm going to also put the grated orange and ginger in there, because then it'll also just get a little more fine, so you won't like get chunks of ginger. And then we're gonna put 125 milliliters of rice syrup. So I will go ahead and weigh that. There we go. And I might actually only do 100 milliliters because I did a little extra coconut sugar. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 100 milliliters of this. There we are, 100. And then I'm gonna do 75 milliliters of coconut oil. Mine's firm right now though, so I'm actually just gonna melt it first. So I will weigh that out first. Okay, the coconut oil is done, so I'm just gonna pour it into the mixture. And then from here, I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of water. I don't need that anymore. But now that I've added the water, the last ingredient is 1 banana. So I'm just gonna put a banana in. I only had frozen bananas, so I just defrosted this one a bit earlier, so it's ready to go in. So it's kind of gross, but it usually tastes better when they've like been really ripe and frozen anyway. So we're just gonna go with it. What can you do? Now that that is all done, I'm just gonna quickly give it a little blend. Alrighty. Alright, so it's all blended together now. It smells so good. Like, I know it's gross because there's so much like just rice syrup in here, but I want to drink it. It smells like, I'm not sure if you know what like orange Julius is or anything, but if you're from like Canada, it smells just like an orange Julius smoothie and so good. Okay, so now that I have my wet and my dry, I am just going to add them together and mix it up. this smells so good. Like I don't know about you, but I absolutely love orange in desserts. Like it's not something I have all the time, but during Christmas time, like those terry chocolate oranges, they are so good. Like my all-time favorite. So that's why I decided to do an orange chocolate loaf, because it just seems fitting, you know, just for the holidays. My grandma always makes like a bunch of little treats, so I wanted to bring my own this year so that everyone can try mine. So now that's all mixed, that is my mixture. I will actually bring it over to the camera for you to see. Over here. So this is what the mixture is looking like. Alrighty, and that's it for the mixture. So now I'm going to transfer it into my muffin tin. Okay, so I've already put coconut oil in the tray, so all I have to do now is add my mix. So that just made 12. I'm going to pop these in the oven, but I have to keep a close eye on them because I really don't know how long it will take to bake, because if you see, this tray is really small, like they're teeny, but I've only done it in a loaf, and the loaf takes from about 35 to 40 minutes, which is really long for a baked good, but it's just because there's more moisture in this one. So I'm just gonna pop them in the oven and keep a close eye on them and just see how long it goes. But I think it's gonna make about 2, maybe 3 batches of these. So that's a lot, but we'll find out. While I wait, my camera is on my tripod, so let me just pop it off. Okay, while I wait, I'm actually going to show you guys our Christmas decor, because my boyfriend and I, we actually just moved into this apartment 3 weeks ago now. So we're in the same building that we were in before, but our last apartment, our neighbor's house caught on fire. So our place flooded and we had to stay at his mom's for a few months, but now we are back in our own apartment just in time for Christmas. So we got to decorate a little bit, and I want to share it with you. So we have our fireplace going over here. Got some cozy pillows. Our stockings. Yeah, we use sacks, like just big Santa sacks. And we made a gingerbread house. This is actually, my friend and I made this. And we really didn't try too hard, as you can tell. So we're just gonna ignore that. But here is our Christmas tree. Okay, so, oh, and we also have this little decor. It used to have candles on it, but yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. So our little Christmas tree. Our only ornaments are like these really cute little mice. I know it's super strange, but like my mom used to always get these for me. And now they're literally just the only ornaments I have. And we have the cutest little cat. So it's kind of fitting because we're like cat people, but he does try to take them off the tree. So we had to move them up higher because he got one and it's now his favorite toy. Like, he doesn't want any of his other toys. He just wants the Christmas tree mouse. So that's great. But a lot of my friends have been making fun of my tree because they're like, it's so plain and just so like bland. But I'm honestly the type of person who I love weird Christmas trees. Like, I like every ornament to be like different and just like weirdly unique, and I like a tree that's like not perfect. Wait, let's see if I can focus. Yeah, I like a tree that's just like not perfect. Like, it has some bald spots. It's got its issues, but that's just what I like. That's what I grew up with Christmas, like every ornament being different. Every year we would get new like Disney ornaments, and it's just so much more fun to me than having like that pretty like picture perfect tree. And don't get me wrong, like I don't even think I could make that perfect tree if I tried. So I respect them and I love to look at them, but in my own house, like I like just to have a tree that's a little bit different. So I like it. Over here, I'm gonna plug it in right now. I have some like lights. I'm gonna pop you right here. So since it's a Christmas baking video, I'll show you my Christmas decor. So over in this corner, we have our little lights. Oh, there's the mouse that my cat stole off the tree and that he has absolutely destroyed. That is now Otis's. So we have these little Christmas lights and our little lantern by our TV area. This area is like my favorite at night. When I'm just sitting on the couch watching movies, I really like to have like that area all done up. Anyways, I will stop boring you with my house tour and we will get back to chocolate orange loaf. Alrighty, so this is them when they are done. As you can see, they're just very mini, perfect, like kind of like the one bite brownies. There is still one more batch in the oven, so I ended up making 32 mini, which is honestly more than I thought. So I'm very happy about that. They smell amazing and I cannot wait to dive into them. I've already made this loaf, so I already know I like it. But I think I'm gonna like these even more than the loaf because they're a little crispy on the outside from them being like baked individually. And I love that. But that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I know it was a little baking, a little Christmas video, just a little fun for Christmas Eve in my household. I am actually off to a Christmas Eve party tonight, so I do need to go get ready, and I will see you all in my next video.